everybody, what's up? It's about 1:30 in the afternoon, getting a much later start than normal, and I'll explain that. So, Monday through Friday, I work my 9-to-5 day job. A couple nights a week, I'm contracted at the church, and then also all day Sunday, I'm contracted at the church as well. So Saturdays are my only day that is completely free. I like to spend some time with the family in the morning. I like to sleep in a little bit. And then also we've got soccer games on Saturdays. So that's what I was doing all morning, was I was sitting outside in a lawn chair watching my kids play soccer. And that's why my run isn't starting until 1:30 today. But you know what? It's all good. Any day now, fall's gonna hit. Pretty soon, it won't matter what time of day you're running because it's gonna be cool. Can't wait for that. But as of today, so I've got the Salomon Ultra Glides here, and I've got like 60 or 70 miles on them, I can't remember. But I'm not going to wear them today because of how hot it is. I'm going to be wearing the Hoka Zinals. Just got these first run today. They seem like they're going to be able to drain a lot better because the upper, the upper is like just a much, it looks like it's a much better material for draining. So that's why I'm wearing them today instead of the Ultra Glides. I don't really know if the Zinals are like 100-mile shoes. In fact, honestly, they feel kind of weird right now. They kind of feel like I'm wearing Ultras. Like, they do have a 5mm drop, but it's, I don't know, I'd be surprised if it's actually 5, because it doesn't really feel like that. Also, I haven't really talked about injuries very much on this channel recently, just because of how many opinions there are out there. But my plantar fasciitis that I've been dealing with for about 2 months now is it's just really, really painful. It takes about 1 mile to 2 miles for it to kind of like work out before I start to like not feel it anymore on every single run. And then throughout the day, like when I'm not running, it just feels pretty rough all the time. But I've got another thing going on with my foot that's a little bit scarier, which I'm not going to talk about just yet because I don't know if it's an actual injury or if it's just something that like is going to work itself out in a day or two. But really, I've got a lot on my mind right now with that going on. So hopefully today's a good day and it just works itself out. Let's go. Also, forgot to mention that UTMB is going on this weekend, and that was super exciting to watch. Started yesterday morning. Francois Dane and Courtney DeWalter came away with wins. Courtney crushing the course record for the women. Just absolutely incredible performance. Sad to see so much carnage on the US side. Just a lot of people going down fast. I mean, obviously one of the most iconic courses out there, super tough, but still just sad to see the US just kind of having a tough day out there. The live stream was amazing too. Just the coverage every year gets better and better out there. Whew. Would love to see some of the big US races, learn from that. So yeah, man, but it's been fun. Oh, it felt good. Man. I'm only 3 miles into this run. Already just so overheated. But I'm gonna stay wet. I've got a ice bandana I'm gonna put on at the car when I get back there. So yeah, we're doing it though. Big week. Oh yeah, that's how you do it. Alright. I'm gonna keep moving. We'll see how this ice bandana works out here today. Alright, at almost 7 miles, hour and a half, had a really rough patch at the beginning of this run. Like, felt sick, was getting dizzy, had to sit down on a bench like a mile and a half into the run. I was just feeling awful, and I think it's just the heat. I think the heat got to me. I was sitting outside all morning watching soccer, and came out here and it's over 90 degrees, high humidity, just trashed from the start. So got sick, but kind of bounced back. And now I'm running again, which is good. Not fast, but at least I'm running. I think after this lap, I'm gonna drop the GoPro at the car and just focus on running. Just try to stay cool. This ice has really been helping, and I've been stopping at this hose like twice already to just soak myself. So all that's been good. But I just need to focus on running right now. Kind of feeling like I'm coming around a little bit. Started out really rough. But I'm drinking some amino acids right now, testing out this new company that sent me out some stuff. It is so hot right now, but I'm feeling better than I was feeling last week at this time. Oh my gosh. I'm tired. It's like 6:30 in the evening right now. So I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time here sitting around. I'm gonna get home. Not nearly as tough as last week. I feel like I have been adapting pretty well. Definitely had a much better plan for the day with the ice bandana and just doing shorter loops, making sure that I hit that hose like over and over, just soaking myself. So that was good. It's almost September. Come on, let's cool down. All right, so yeah, another big week is done. Today's Sunday, and I just finished up a 10-mile run to finish off the week with 80 miles, and so that's 2 weeks in a row, 80 miles, and like, I am feeling it. I've never done mileage like this. I've always kind of kept it around like the 50s, sometimes getting into 60 miles, and then like my peak weeks have been like once a season I would hit like over 70 miles. So the fact that for the past 4 weeks I've been plus 70 and these last 2 weeks have been over 80, like I'm really pushing my limits as far as like what I've done before in training for a 100-miler. In a previous video I mentioned that it just feels like most of my time is spent either getting ready to run, running, or recovering from the run. And I'm spending a ton of time in my Speedhound boots just making sure that I'm getting all that lactic acid flushed out and that my legs are recovered every day. And it really does feel like I'm able to get out and get the miles in every day. And I'm just like, my body is adapting. I'm getting used to adding on these miles every week. So we'll see this next week. Who knows what's gonna happen. I am possibly going to go up to Chain of Lakes State Park and get another long run in on the actual trails of the Indiana Trail 100 on Saturday. I'll keep you guys updated on that as we get closer to that. But today, wanted to talk to you guys about my first impressions of the Hoka Zinal. As you can see, pretty dirty from the run yesterday, 20 miles. I don't really know how much further I'm gonna take these shoes. Like, there was a lot of things I really loved about them, but some things that just weren't working, and I don't know if it's really worth it for me to spend a whole lot more time in these shoes right before a 100-mile race, because I don't think that they are 100-mile shoes. I would love them to be. A quick rundown, the Hoka Zinal, this is the first version of this shoe, and you can kind of tell. Let's talk about the upper. The upper is made of a synthetic mesh. There's a gusseted tongue. The heel cup is fine. Like the heel, like I really did feel like my heel was secure in here. The laces, just pretty normal laces, but they do lock down pretty well. I got a really good fit from this shoe, and the forefoot, there is a lot of room in there. Like it kind of reminded me of an Ultra shoe a little bit. The upper, one of the reasons why I chose this shoe was because of the upper being more mesh all the way around, less of this kind of like plastic rubber overlay. It was really easy to allow the shoe to drain, like when I would pour water over myself when I'm sweating, like it just drained while I was running, and that was kind of nice. So I did appreciate that about this shoe. The midsole is a ProFly midsole with, they call it a early stage meta rocker, and this is one thing where I was kind of like a little bit like slightly bummed about this shoe. Like it felt more flat-footed than I was expecting. There is supposedly a 5mm drop in here, but I didn't really feel like I was getting a rock in this shoe. Like I felt like I was just having to do that like 1% extra, whereas there are a lot of trail running shoes out there that kind of give you that 1% as you're going through your foot strike. This shoe, it felt more flat. Which is okay. A lot of people like that. For me, it just didn't work out so great. The outsole is this Vibram Mega Grip outsole. Awesome, really great traction. I've never had any issues when there is that Vibram logo on there. Another interesting thing, there is an interesting like curve. Like the outside of the shoe is actually closer to the ground than the middle. And you could kind of feel that interaction on the ground, but the outsides of the shoe do catch just a little bit early, so it kind of does give you a really good grip, especially on turns and any type of like technical trails. Like I really did feel secure in this shoe. Another thing that was going on with this outsole is that during a 100-miler, you're going to be doing a lot of walking and hiking, and don't believe anyone that tells you you won't, because there is a lot of that involved. But when I was walking, like I just felt like there was kind of like a like a clunkiness to how I was kind of like stepping and following through. It just feels like the upper and the midsole and the outsole are just a little bit disconnected, and that kind of makes it clear that this is a first version shoe. Like I feel like maybe the second version they're going to work some of that stuff out, but I just feel like there is some extra space, especially here in the middle under your foot, where it's just like, it's just a little bit disconnected. I felt like the heel and the midfoot were sort of moving independently. I think this shoe would be much better suited for like, maybe like half marathons, or even like, I mean, I did a 20 miler in it and it felt okay. So like maybe a marathon type shoe, maybe 50K. If you're looking to save some weight, like this came in under 10 ounces for me. So definitely gonna be like a nice racer if you're looking for shorter distances. I would be surprised though if many people wore this shoe for 100 milers, and you can see like UTMB and CCC and OCC and TDS, like this shoe was worn for a lot of people wore this shoe during the OCC. Not many people wore it for the CCC, and I didn't see anybody wearing this shoe for UTMB. But this is a really cool offering from Hoka, and I think this has a lot of promise for the future. I think it's a good design. I just think they can tighten up a few things about how the heel and the forefoot are connected and how it interacts with your foot and the ground. But I think they got a lot of really good things going here, and I'm excited to see where the Zinal goes in the future. Once again, thank you, Hoka, for sending this out. But yeah, I gotta figure out what my actual race shoe is gonna be for the Indiana Trail 100. This could be something that maybe I start in to give me kind of like that lighter, like more nimble feel, and then switch into a different shoe, like maybe after the first 25 miles or something. We'll see. I don't know exactly how that's gonna go. Like I would love to find just one shoe that I can run the whole race in, but maybe it would be better to plan on having a couple different shoes. I don't know. But this course doesn't demand a trail running shoe that is meant for going over mountains. It doesn't need to be a big, fat, huge sole that's meant for steep technical descents. Like it needs to be a shoe that's light and nimble, able to go the miles. So it needs to have the cushioning, but it needs to be kind of fast and nimble. Not to say I'm going to be going fast, but the shoe needs to feel light and nimble so I can get through these laps and just feel good about what I'm doing. But that's it, just a couple more weeks of heavy training, and then I taper into this race. If you guys are gonna be out there, that'd be fun to catch up. I would also love it if you're gonna have a camera out there, especially like a GoPro or anything, even like a professional video camera or anything like that. It'd be fun to connect so that we can kind of collaborate on making a really great video about this race. So let me know if you're gonna be there and you'd be willing to do something like that. But that's it for this one. I gotta rest and recover and eat some food, most importantly. So I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.